Your guys' boy here, Double H here for some footballing news. So let's just get straight right into it. So I think perhaps the biggest story from yesterday and even flowing into today has been the Antoine Griezmann story. So Antoine Griezmann, he Instagrammed or tweeted out a photo of himself as a Harlem Globetrotter, which is obviously the very famed basketball players. He was fine, he was going to a costume party. Slight issue. He blacked up. So he went in blackface to this. And then, again, a lot of people were offended by this because, again, there is a lot of racial connotations and a racial history of people dressing up as blackface to pretty much go out and mock black people. But Griezmann has said that, hey man, guys, chill out, calm down. There's nothing offensive here. Again, people said, my gosh, he's not apologized. Eventually, he put out an apology. Is the apology earnest or not? Yes or no? Because again, me and my boy Dad and Thierry, we went in depth into this on our Talking Tactics podcast, which will be released on Tuesday, so you can listen to what we say about that. We really dissect it. But my view about this is that Griezmann isn't racist. He did something that is racist, but that doesn't mean he is a racist. For me, what it is because for me, I just believe that almost every white person is born with base racism. Or you can call it base racism or just very base racist ignorance, which just comes from a lack of exposure and a lack of education. And by doing that, not knowing the history of blackface and what doing that means and the racial connotation that it has with there, meant that you offended people without actually even knowing. Because again, I look at Griezmann and I look at how he is with Pogba and how close he is to Pogba. And I've had white friends who I'm cool with, I mess around with, and they just do a few things where you're like, man, come on. But it's very different from a Cannibal, a Luis Suarez, or a John Thierry, who I believe these guys are racists. Because when I look at what they did, I'm like, no, these guys are racist. So for me, your passion should be aimed at people like a John Thierry or a Suarez, not a Griezmann. For a Griezmann, it's like, mate, educate yourself, understand what doing this means, be fully forthright in your apology, learn from this, and go forward. But for a Suarez and a John Terry, who, may I remind you, to this day, haven't actually apologized for what they've done. To this day, those are guys who you really should be on, and you really should be attacking. That's why to this day, I call him the racist cannibal. That's his name. That is what I know him as. He's known as a racist cannibal who likes eating people. And John Terry is John Terry. He's captain, legend, adulterer, racist. But for Griezmann, I just think it's a case of, guys, come on. I mean, calling him a racist? No. But I do think it's a case of he has to know. He has to know that doing that is wrong. Okay? When people say that, oh no, why should he be offended? No. If certain people find that offensive, it doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter whether you're doing it in earnest. If it's wrong. I may find it amusing to myself to do this with my eyes, and it will make my eyes like slit eyes. And I find that very funny. I'm like, no, I'm not trying to offend Chinese people, but I just find that funny. But if Chinese people say, no, sorry, or Japanese people say, or Korean people say, sorry, we find that offensive, it doesn't matter what I think or where my heart is. If they find it offensive, I stop doing it, and you leave it as that. So that's my view on the whole thing of like, don't, and I hate when people say, oh, come on, leave racism alone. Oh, people, you're so sensitive. Sorry, guys, racism is a complex thing, and if you're white or you're non-black, I don't want you telling me what I should or should not be offended by. Sorry, okay? Because that is actually very demeaning and very insulting, because the racism and the racist issue and what I've gone through and racist experiences, it's very complex. So again, don't try and piss me off or belittle me by saying, hey man, let's all work together. We're all one in humanity. Sorry. The world and life doesn't work like that. I live in the real world. And in the real world, things are complex. Things are not black and white. I want to talk about Louis van Gaal. So now, Louis van Gaal, he has come out and he has said that he wants revenge. Puts it simply, he wants revenge. He has said that he would... basically, he has said that he personally would want that the only way he will come out of retirement is to step to Manchester United, because he still feels aggrieved as how he was let go by Man United. So he will feel that he will only accept a job from a top English club, and in order to get one over United. For me, that's a pretty thugged out statement to make for a guy of his age. And it just shows that, Van Gaal was that dude. He had an edge to him, and he had an arrogance and a bit of swagger to him. But I say to myself that Louis van Gaal, let's be real now. Things are not going to plan with Mourinho and United, but do you really feel that you would have done a better job? I strongly doubt it. So that's not me being real. Do you really think that you would have done a better job if you were managing United right now with what City are doing, or with what Chelsea did last season? So I think for Van Gaal, it definitely is a grudge he's holding on to, which is strange, because I just find it surprising that he would still be holding on to that grudge. I thought you would have moved beyond that, but for some reason, he holds on to this grudge. He felt that he was wrongfully dismissed. But for me, I just think it's really much ado about nothing, because again, I don't see any major Premier League club taking him. Although, let's be real right now, I don't know how this Liverpool and Klopp love affair is going to end. I don't know how Pochettino and Tottenham is going to end. So that could be something that could happen, or you could see LVG come with content. Chelsea who have been having issues. John Terry. So John Terry, Aston Villa. John Terry is an Aston Villa captain, and apparently, instead of watching his team play, he actually travelled to Stamford Bridge to watch Chelsea instead. I repeat, he's the Aston Villa captain. And the captain went to watch his old team rather than watch his own team. And I think that has really been drawing a lot of ire from the Villa fans. And I think John Terry apparently he came out and he said, I was reading that if Villa got promoted, he wouldn't want to play against Chelsea if it was for Villa. That's, if I was Aston Villa's manager or the director, I stripped the captaincy off of you by saying that. That is psychotic to say. It doesn't matter where your allegiance, what kind of history you had with your previous club. If I'm paying you at your current club, everything you do in public, private you can say whatever, everything you do in public and how you present yourself in public should be 100% for Aston Villa. Because as the captain, you're the face of the club. So if you're not saying like, oh my gosh, I still love Chelsea, I don't know whether I'll play for Villa against Chelsea, you're going to watch Chelsea instead of watching your own club, that's madness. That is mind-boggling. So for Thierry, I think some of the Villa higher-ups will definitely, pull him aside and just, have a little talking to with him and say, bro, okay, what the hell is going on here? I'm going to leave that to last. Actually, no, we can actually do it now. So obviously, again, I'll probably do a separate video about this. African Footballer of the Year has been announced. Sadio Mane, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Mohamed Salah. Guys, let's be real. Salah has to win. He really should be winning, and he should be named African Footballer of the Year, which will actually be the first award that he will pick up, his very first African Footballer of the Year award. And I just think with the year that he's had, even if I love Mane, Salah should definitely be the one to pick this up. And lastly, I like this story. Henry. So Thierry Henry, I believe he is doing a tour of Africa. I think he was in Ethiopia previously. I'm not sure whether it was Ethiopia or Senegal. But he's now currently, I think it was Ethiopia he's now currently in Lagos, Nigeria. So he was given an amazing welcome. He was talking about how he grew up admiring and watching the 1994 Super Eagles team. But the real story is he has been crowned king of football. Look, Nigeria, we like crowning people is what we do. He's been called Igwe. Okay. You don't call him Igwe. They go call him Igwe. So yeah, so you can see that where he's been crowned. There's a massive procession. Thierry Henry and now been crowned in Nigeria as a king of football. So I just think it was just a very nice thing just to see him, as part of that, fraternity there. Just to see him in Nigeria was amazing. And because Nigeria has a humongous Arsenal fan base. I mean, I don't know which is more. It's between Arsenal and Man United, of which is the most supported team in Nigeria. But Arsenal have a humongous, massive, rabid, passionate fan base in Nigeria. So to see him, the most legendary Arsenal player of all time, in Nigeria, in Lagos, for Arsenal fans to see him up close I think minds would have been blown when they would have seen. I think they would have just been like, wow, this is just absolutely incredible. So yeah, man, that is it for the football news. Hopefully I'll try and do this again for this is a daily recipe. But yeah, so just keep onto the channel. We're giving you daily footballing content for that. But as smack, stay true and always stay black and stay well fed. Thank you for watching this video. Think about pledging and become a Half of Football Hot patron. Pledge an amount each month and gain access to exclusive videos from your boy, the Football Hot, for more analysis. Peace.